folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the Handicapped Traveler. We're going to be going on adventures together, going exploring parks so that we can see the wonderful nature. Now we probably won't get to see any moose, but I love moose. So we'll also be going to zoos where we can see other animals that you won't see on my trips. I also will love history, so we'll be hitting up some historical places, towns, and museums. And we also might visit some stores and flea markets, which also are things that I enjoy doing, especially if it's more a antique type store or a flea market. Most times I'll be using a wheeled walker. Other times I'll have a standard cane. Sometimes I'll be using a wheelchair, like when we go to the zoos. I also have a gait belt that when my wife is along with me can hold on to me in case I look like I might fall. Most of all, we're going to have fun. And I want you to remember that using devices like the walker or cane, or whatever you need to use, it's helping you be handy capable instead of handicapped. See you on our adventure. Okay, folks, today we are at River Road Park in Madison, Ohio, and this is one we've never been to before. So I'm coming up on the map, and it looks like it's going to be grass. So we'll see how we do here. And it looks like the trail is a loop trail. We have the Indian Grass Loop Trail and the Orchid Loop Trail. And it looks like Lucy decided on the Orchid Loop Trail. We got some berries right off the bat. And there, Mrs. Traveler and Lucy are way off. Oh my. And I've already hit a bump. So, I mean, it looks okay. It might be rough for a wheelchair to get through here. I think I'm going to manage. It's a little wet because we had rain, some major rain, a couple days in a row here. Yesterday it rained a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It started getting nice. And we're off. I can hear birds chirping, but I don't see any. Yeah, it's wet, and she just took time. I hope I didn't get that. So, sorry about the voice today. Hopefully that'll end after tomorrow. Lots of whatever type flowers these are. You know what these little white flowers are? And plenty of goldenrod too, which doesn't seem to bother me quite as much. When I was younger, the goldenrod would set off my allergies. And Lucy's really enjoying this, the grass trail. It's a new park, so lots of new smells. I wanted to get pictures of her because I had a request to have more of the dog. But she's going way too fast for me. Did she let you get a picture of it? Mrs. Traveler's taking a picture of the white flowers, so hopefully we can find out what they are here soon, because we both forgot what they were. Those are the flowers we're checking on. And there's Lucy. It's a panicled aster. Yeah. The purple ones were asters too. Did you see them back there? No, I did not see the purple one. And here's Lucy trying to get into the weeds. So, as we said, this path is pretty wet. But as I said, we had some major rain. Was it Monday that was real bad or Sunday that was real bad? Yeah, actually, both days were pretty bad. Monday was really windy too, and because a tree had fallen about a quarter of a mile from where we live, hit the wires, and oh, and here's a pond with Mrs. Traveler found a better spot, but we got some of the cat o' nine tails, and if Super Trucker watches it, some of the wild corn dogs. And what's she taking after? Does she want to go for a dip? Wow. If it's it was a little too cold for her, and it's getting chilly up here. But you can see they have one of the duck nesting boxes, and there must be fish or frogs or something in here, because I can see air bubbles and ripples. And Mrs. Traveler's seeing all kinds of bobbers. Are they in the pond or up? Yeah. The bat box is coming down. I think those are bat boxes, aren't they? And we're coming up on some of the purple asters. And as Mrs. Traveler said, there's a bobber there. If we were magnet fishing, we might find some sinkers in there, huh? But I'm not a magnet fisher. Um, well, uh, yeah. Oh, Yeah, you didn't see that. Oh, and there's let's go to the left because the rake just goes back to the parking lot. They have one of the marlin houses. It's like way on the other side. So hopefully you were able to see it. And we have one of the things for people to put their lines in. And I encourage fishermen to use those so that the wildlife doesn't get all tangled up and injured and possibly die from it. We really need to be responsible with when we're doing stuff. I have no problem with fishing or hunting but do it responsibly. And even hiking and I thought she's got rubber back and it must be too wet. She's like, no. And here's another good look at the pond. Is that a weeping willow? Got a weeping willow tree here, so you can tell it's rather swampy and wet. What'd you find? And a fallen tree. What'd you find? Uh, and more of the red berries.
Multiflora rose.
Huh. Which is a multiflora rose. And another good up close picture of the weeping willow tree. Oh my. Now I'm wishing that I wouldn't have just worn a jacket and put a sweatshirt on too. Actually, this now is the other I don't know if you could tell by the point of my finger or not. And which is that? And the red berries here is a European spindle tree, did you say? Yeah. And this is a better picture of the Marlin house. We're on the other side of the pond, so I could get a better picture of it for you. And I've already given a lesson on those, so but they used to their homes used to be in gourds and that, and there's fewer and fewer of the gourds, wild gourds for them to nest in, so they started becoming endangered. That parks started picking up those and making those, and they're on a comeback. They are some of the prettiest birds. There's a coming up on a swampy area. Yeah, that looks like the, what was it, European spindleberry. Oh yeah, it's definitely swampy. Lucy isn't too happy about it either. uh, there's a goldenberry thing coming up. This isn't the easiest. And the yeah, those goldberries. That is a Chinese crabapple tree. Yeah, yeah. I would think that there's a lot of wildlife too. Probably some wildlife that I wouldn't particularly appreciate. But Miss Handicapped Traveler is not a snake fan. And looking at the all the brush and stuff there, I'm sure snakes hang out in there because I'm sure that there's lots of prey for them in there too. So I am going to take a little break here because pushing through the swamp and the grass here is kind of hard. So the apparently the path that we were on was called Indian Grass, or else the one we're headed to. I'm not sure which. And I think that tree there is a white birch. Then this does have nice labels at this part for the path you're on. Now they did not have any of the maps. I did see a thing where they probably had maps at one time, but they were all out today, so we didn't get them. And oh, yeah, it's a pretty park, but the grass trail, especially right now, because it's really swampy, is not the easiest. Oh boy, sorry people, but Mr. Traveler, by the grace of God, he keeps going, and I really thank the Lord that he enables me to go and enjoy nature. Some red leaves, orange leaves. So the leaves are already starting to turn. I'm hoping next month we'll really get some pretty leaves for you. And that was a ditch. Oh boy. Well, at least my wheels kept on hitting that ditch. Here's a really red leaf. Whoa. And headed up the hill now. I'm going to turn this off so I can use both hands getting up the hill. Okay, I don't know why the camera turned off there, but it did. More of the coxcomb. So actually I might turn this off while we go because there's not too much different, and we'll see you in a bit. So I think we're getting towards the end of the trail. We have another red berry tree here, which, hold on, and these are calorie pears. Though they look small, I don't think they'd have many calories to them. Is that what you said? Calorie pear? But it's spelled different than the calories that we don't want to consume much of, because it takes away from our wonderful. Those are some kind of pear, Asian pear or something. Yeah. No. Trying to get pictures of Lucy for y'all, since y'all said you wanted to see more of Lucy. And maybe if you all hold on to the let's go straight. I think we actually have been down that way already.
Stop and smell the flowers.
The beagle at work.
She won't move. Something's really smelling good there.
And Mrs. Traveler's trying to get her to move, and she's not having it. She might have spinal issues and getting up there. She's 11 now. She turned 11 this month, but she can sure put the brakes on. And that flyer she really liked. And there was a squirrel yelling at her too, but she didn't give a care about it. So, and now we're headed over the bridge again. So, yeah. Rather large tree that fell, and a smaller one that fell right here. Is she gonna roll? Yeah, no, she thought about it. It's too wet to roll around. Yes, we call Lucy our little diva because she does not like the wet grass. Now, yeah, this whole area is kind of swampy if you ask me. Where that tree was that fell, it's a little swamp area. with lots of algae, which actually is good because, as I said, part of our issues with not having as much oxygen anymore and the climate and all that fun stuff is because so much algae has been killed off. We used to have a lot more. What are these, honey? The big leafed plant.
Oh, over there?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like checked out at the other park, those water plants.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think they are the water plants that we saw at Concord Woods, but I can't remember, and neither can Mrs. Traveler remember the name of them.
Arrowhead.
Oh, I don't think that was the same.
Arrowhead.
And actually, I think that's different. That's a broadleaf arrowhead.
And it has brown spots.
And the app told her that the leaf had brown spots on it. No duh. Sometimes the thing can be kind of silly.
Well, it tells you how to take care of the problem, but
Oh, it tells you how to take care of the brown spots on the leaves. But it's a wild plant, so we don't care. Well, we care, but... And there's some train tracks up ahead. I thought it was headed to the parking lot, and I guess it's not really headed to the parking lot. Or maybe it is. Where do you see train tracks? Is it? I thought that was the road. But when we get close... Yep. Then I actually have thought about trying to find out about trains, because we do get them here. Well, I guess you get them everywhere, but I enjoy the rail fanning. Yeah, that's... So... But... And we are getting to the parking lot here. Maybe I can get a picture of the actual River Road Park sign for you all. So this isn't a big park, but it's nice.
there's a lot of different ways to go, though. We didn't even
Yeah.
do them all.
Oh, we didn't? I thought
We
we...
were like right or left, and we said left. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow. Why can't I get the... And there's a little picnic table. But there's no grills or anything here, so if you bring a picnic, it's going to be cold cuts or egg salad or whatever you eat. And this is where I will end this. And I don't usually show myself, so I'm going to hand the camera to Mrs. Traveler, and she can show you my face, since you always get to see her beauty. You can see my scariness, if Lucy will let her hold the camera. Or I can sit and... Are you able to see me? Death hands. Okay, oh yeah, well, let me say that if you have to use walkers, canes, wheelchairs, whatever, it is not making us handicapped, it's making us handy-capable. And I probably have to get close so you can unlock it. There we go. And Mrs. Traveler is going to show you how we've set it up so that Lucy is handy-capable, not handicapped.
We have to leave. I'm sorry.
Lucy's trying to, it's like, nah, I don't want to leave. So I just want to thank you all for stopping by and coming on this little adventure with us. And I hope you all have a great day. God bless.